Imagine going about your daily life unaware that someone is watching, tracking your every move, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. These are three real stories of people who experienced the terrifying horror of being stalked. Stay alert and stay safe. Lisa had just moved into her new apartment. A fresh start, a place she could finally call her own. But from the very first night, she felt something was off. She would catch glimpses of a dark figure lingering outside her window. At first, she convinced herself it was nothing, just her imagination playing tricks on her. But the unease never faded. It grew stronger with each passing day. Then came the phone calls. No voice, just heavy breathing. She'd hang up, hoping it would stop, but it didn't. Notes began appearing under her door. I see you. You look beautiful tonight. One night, she woke up to the sound of her front door creaking open. Her heart pounded. She reached for her phone, her hands shaking as she dialed 911. The police arrived within minutes. They searched her apartment, and what they found made her stomach drop. Hidden cameras, small, nearly invisible, planted around her home. Someone had been watching her, recording her. And the most chilling part? The stalker wasn't just a stranger. He was the building's maintenance worker, someone with a spare key. Lisa moved out the next day, but the fear, it never left her. Mark was an ordinary university student. Late-night study sessions, group projects, weekend parties. It was all routine, until the phone calls started. At first, he ignored them. Everyone gets random calls, right? But these weren't normal. They came at odd hours. The caller never spoke, only listened. And then the messages began. They described his clothes, his location, what he was eating. He started looking over his shoulder, feeling like he was never alone. One night, while walking home from the library, he heard footsteps behind him. Slow, deliberate. He turned. No one was there. Then, the recordings arrived. Audio clips of himself inside his apartment. The realization hit him like ice water. Someone had been watching him, listening to him, inside his own home. Desperate, he installed a hidden camera. What he discovered made his blood run cold. The stalker was an old classmate, someone he barely remembered, someone who had been obsessed with him for years. The police took action, but Mark never felt truly safe again. When Sarah broke up with her boyfriend, she thought it was over. She blocked his number, changed her routine. But love, or rather, obsession, doesn't let go so easily. Flowers started appearing on her doorstep. Notes slipped into her mailbox. Every time she went out, she noticed the same car trailing behind her. It couldn't be him, right? Then the break-in happened. Nothing was stolen, but Sarah knew something was wrong. She felt it in her bones. She searched her apartment, and under her bed, she found it. A small black microphone. Her blood ran cold. It was him, her ex, and he had been listening to her every move, watching, waiting. The police intervened, and he was arrested. But for Sarah, life was never the same. She still checks her locks, still looks over her shoulder, because sometimes nightmares don't end when you wake up. Stalking is not just a story, it's a real horror many people face. If you ever feel watched, if something feels off, trust your instincts. Stay safe, and remember, the scariest monsters are the ones hiding in plain sight. In a small village, a cat named Whiskers discovered a